The 1971 Lamborghini Miura P400 SV, the peak of a revolution. By 1971, the supercar world had already been shaken by one name, Miura. When Lamborghini unveiled the original Miura in 1966, it didn't just introduce another fast car, it rewrote the rulebook. With its radical mid-engine layout, swooping curves, and a soundtrack from a transversely mounted V12, it became the template for every exotic car that followed. 5 years later, the Miura evolved into its most mature and desirable form, the P400 SV, Super Veloce, a car many consider the finest Lamborghini of its era. The SV was not just a trim level. It was a culmination of all the lessons Lamborghini and its engineers, including legends like Gianpaolo Dallara and Bob Wallace, had learned from the earlier P400 and P400S models. Outwardly, the Miura SV was still breathtaking, low, wide, and impossibly elegant, styled by Marcello Gandini at Bertone. But the SV added subtle refinements. The signature eyelashes around the headlights were removed for a cleaner look. Its fenders were flared to house wider tires, giving the car a more muscular stance. Even the rear end was slightly reworked for better aerodynamics and cooling. Under the rear deck sat the heart of the beast, a 3.9-liter V12 producing around 385 horsepower, up from 370 in the Miura S, with torque rising to 400 newton-meters. This might sound modest by modern standards, but in the early 70s it was staggering. The SV also introduced a crucial technical change. For the first time, the engine and gearbox had separate oil supplies, improving reliability and lubrication. With a 5-speed manual transmission sending power to the rear wheels, the Miura SV could sprint from 0 to 60 miles per hour in about 5.5 seconds and reach a top speed of 180 miles per hour, 290 kilometers per hour. Those figures placed it at the very top of the performance ladder. But what really made the Miura SV special was the way it combined raw speed with grace. Drivers praised its stability at high speed, a significant improvement over earlier Miuras, which could feel light at the front. Wider Pirelli tires and revised suspension geometry gave the SV sharper handling without sacrificing the Miura's GT character. It remained a car you could drive across Europe at breakneck speeds, enveloped in Italian leather with the sound of 12 cylinders behind your head. Production of the Miura SV was limited. Between 1971 and 1973, Lamborghini built just 150 units, making it one of the rarest Miura variants. Each car was hand-finished, and many received custom touches, so no two are exactly alike. This scarcity, combined with its historical importance as the final and most developed Miura, has made the P400 SV one of the most coveted collector cars today. Prices at auctions now regularly climb into the multi-million-dollar range, reflecting both its performance and its iconic status. Culturally, the Miura SV cemented Lamborghini's image as the bold, rebellious alternative to Ferrari. Where Ferrari offered tradition and racing pedigree, Lamborghini offered daring design, technical audacity, and drama. The SV captured that spirit perfectly. It wasn't a track car, it was a rolling sculpture, a grand tour that looked like a prototype escaped from a design studio, yet it could outgun almost anything on the road. More than 50 years later, the Lamborghini Miura P400 SV still represents a milestone. It was the last and best version of the car that invented the modern supercar formula, and it still embodies the fantasy of Italian performance, beauty, and innovation. When enthusiasts and historians talk about the greatest Lamborghinis ever built, the Miura SV is usually at the top of the list, not just as a car, but as a turning point in automotive history.